Hello folks, it's Echo here. Welcome to Horde Base Breakdown. This is the series where I take a base, show you around it, sometimes teach you how to build it, toss a horde at it, and then judge it. In this episode, I'm excited to bring you Hydra Reborn. This was a base that I developed back in Alpha 19, but I didn't quite have the blocks to really complete the vision I had for it. This new version maintains the original structure of the base, but completely reworks all the aesthetics, a lot of the lighting, wiring, and other pathing components. This was an absolute joy to build, and I can't wait to show you around. All right, folks, so here we are at the Hydra Reborn. So this was a base that I originally put together back in Alpha 19, and I really wanted to come back to it because I enjoyed the aesthetic and thought we could do it a little bit better. So there's one of my signature landings there, and we're just going to pop right on in here. So the top level houses the gyro landing pad, and then it's got 4 SMG turrets that are all powered from in here. And then the first layer you get to is a garden here, because I always like to have a little rooftop garden. Lets me manage most of my food easily within my horde base. So one level down from here, you're going to see the first fighting position, or rather the second one. So when we run the horde base, you'll see how this functions, but you can sit up here on top of the dragon and shoot down at the zombies as they path in here. Additionally, you've got 2 lanes on the side that you can shoot down here, and another one on the left side. So you can house a lot of people in here, and that's replicated on all 4 sides. So this allows for a good number of people and a lot of redundancy for Horde Night. So one level down from here, this is the primary fighting position. And again, you'll see this is replicated on all 4 sides. And you'll note that on one of the sides, we'll have the door actually closed. I'll walk outside and show you the pathing of the zombies in just a second. But in general, each of these sides is going to have 2 sets of controls. One is going to be a switch that's going to open that door. And right now, that'll mean all 4 doors are open, so the zombies don't have a path to get to us, so they would just beat on the bottom of the base. But as long as you have one of these up, then they're going to choose this path through and come to this fighting position. The switch on the right will turn on all of our electric fences at the bottom. I'm going to turn those off, though, because that's going to give us a little bit of a shock when we get down there. It's also going to turn on this light indicator here. And then if you saw the lights on the previous floor above, it's going to go ahead and turn these on the appropriate side to indicate which side is currently active. That way, if you've got teammates at the top and you're switching sides, it's easy for them to know. So this is your fighting position here. This hasn't changed that much since the Alpha 19 version, other than a few of the blocks choices here. Additionally, I did get rid of the switches. They were in here before, but they took a lot of damage from Cop Spit. On the back, you still have these grenade chutes, and we'll show you why those are useful here in a second, but you can toss down there and it'll hit the zombies below. And then during Horde Night, you'd have this flip down, and this would be your fighting position here, where you can either melee if they get past the electric fences, or you can sit here and use ranged, and they line up really nicely straight down this hallway. So this is the new walkway and approach. You'll notice here there's a slight gap they can make it across. You notice that I dip a little bit as I go across it. The zombies also do, and occasionally will fall off, which is great because it thins the herd a little bit. And we do have that pesky little problem of zombies falling and going into rage mode, but I'll cover that when we get down to the bottom here. So as they're pathing towards you, you'll see they've got 1, 2, 3, well, there's 4, but I've got to repair one of the electric fences that comes across here. And so they'll stop, and you'll have plenty of time to shoot them as they path down the hallway. So if they fall off the top here, they're going to come down to this area below where you have a lattice work of electric fences. So you've got 3 coming across this way, and then you've got 1 coming here and 1 coming across there. So that's going to stop them from immediately beating on all the walls when they land down here. Now, you're probably looking around and saying, why the hell, Echo, did you put this many doors? If you've seen my other constructions, I really like having access to be able to rewire and fix things. So this is housing all of the electrical fences. And then my electrical wiring follows the same pattern. If you saw Winter's Edge, I use yellow for lighting and I use blue as an indicator for electric fences so that I know that those come in from the top side of the base, come into there. They're going to route from there over to here. And then from here, they're going to route to a panel over here underneath that ramp. And they'll come down here where they get distributed upstairs. So this goes to the electric fences that are along the walkway coming in, and this light covers the basic lights upstairs as well as the spotlight facing back towards the stairs. And then this is your opposite side of that just allows you to come in and do repairs. So we mentioned that grenade chute before. This is why that's convenient, because it's going to drop straight out of here down to here, so that as your zombies are all stunned, they'll be eating those grenades during Horde Night. So other updates that I did a lot from a visual perspective to really just enhance the space. These were here before, but I changed them up. We've added the new gyro shapes up here at the top and encased the spotlight in that. I used the new narrow wedge shapes, which are some of my absolute favorites. So I think this is narrow tip and maybe narrow low. So these are just lined up to make it look like scales. And then the dragon head itself, let's go up here so you can actually kind of see it more easily. So this guy is just awesome. This is a combination of a lot of the new circular dome pieces combined by this, which is a new arch piece that they've added in. And so I just kind of played with them. I probably spent 4 or 5 hours just making the dragon head, mixing and matching these parts till I got it how I liked it. So that took a huge chunk of time on building this. Obviously, it's got a new paint job. We've got some new parts and pieces building those pillars there, specifically the bottom part I don't think we had before. And then otherwise, what else to call out? The way you get into the space, if you haven't seen it before, is through the sides. It's got an entryway on each side. And then down here in the bottom is where we have all the power train. Each side has dedicated channels, so it'll have one power supply that's going to be for lighting and then for the door controls, and then the other side is just going to be for the electric fences. So you can see the 4 paths in, and then up from here just takes you to the initial fighting position. Speaking of initial fighting positions, let's take it from here and just jump on into the Horde Night and see how this sucker does. Before our zombie guests arrive, I'd like to give a huge shout out to community members Indy, Blue Max, Indian Doll, and Beef for helping me out on this Horde Night. Here comes our friends.
Are y'all up top?
Yep. What are you guys doing?
What are they doing?
Where they going?
Oh, you know what? Let's give them a little juice.
Boom, headshot. Yes.
see they're doing the Congo dance there.
Should play some Congo music with this.
Yes.
Yeah, they're just lining up perfectly for me from up here. Oh, look at them all piled up right there. No rocket launcher when you need one.
I think I have the answer to this one.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Let's see if we can get them to switch lanes for us. All right, I'm gonna go over to the northern side. Yep. Pro swing there. What are you guys doing? Well, folks, this is why I never played baseball.
Oh, hi, bird.
Put those fences on.
Dropping frames like it's hot, baby.
That's what it does.
Well, bird came in to play with me.
Tell them no pets allowed.
Yeah. He's laying right there now.
Dance.
Oh, bird.
Yeah, I saw him.
Go.
I think he went upstairs to fight with the SMG turrets.
Oh, here's one
Nope.
coming right after.
Nope. Sit back down, birdie.
They like start coming this way and then they'll turn around and try to go back the other way.
Here's a demo. I heard him.
I don't see him.
I heard him
Like
too.
off to the.
He's all-
There he is. Headshot. Demo has no head.
Nice.
Dropping this side, so we're flipping to the over to the west side.
Arlene, get out of here. Demo. Headshot.
It really doesn't get old watching them fly. I like that you can actually head down to like the tip of the dragon nose and just sit here and shotgun. You got another demo.
Somebody got him.
Oh no!
The tower is held. Took some
Chicken.
damage, sure.
Chicken! I got the chicken. We're good.
No head, demo.
People about to dance. Dance!
Demo down.
So with the Horde decimated, it's time to hop into rankings. But before we do, if you've enjoyed this content, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. Also, if you're interested in this base or others, I'm going to be including these in my Patreon as downloadable content. So if you're interested in that, check out the links below in the description. So first up for rankings, let's talk about survivability. This one's a straight 10 out of 10, no question. We were at 0 risk whatsoever during the Horde Night. We had 4 paths of redundancy. We only used 3 out of the 4, and we probably could have sat on some of those lanes a little bit longer, but we switched to the others to be able to have the electric fences back up. Next up, let's talk about maintenance. As you see me looking at the various damage done, this was a demo that blew up in the hallway here. I'm going to go with 7 out of 10 for maintenance. Not because there's a huge amount, but because the amount of damage is spread all over the base. And additionally, you're going to have a lot of electric fences to repair afterwards. There isn't any mechanisms for repairing during Horde Night on this one. Next up, let's talk about the fun factor for this one. I'm going to go 7 out of 10 for this. I think you've got some good varied gameplay. You have options for melee engagement or long range. There's multiple spots that you can move around to. You can switch lanes, which gives some mechanics to do during the Horde Night. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Next up, let's talk expandability. I'm gonna go 8 out of 10 on this one. This one was kind of tricky. So there's not a lot of space. This is a really compact base given the size of it. But I had to pack in the electronics pretty tight in this to make it all work. So you couldn't pack much more in from that perspective. And in terms of traps, if you added much more to this, you're going to start to run into some lag issues. If you wanted some additional space for crafting, you could go higher up so that you had another floor in here potentially to add that layer. And lastly, for rankings multiplayer support, 8 out of 10 sounds about right. There's plenty of places where you could pack in a load of people. The only frustrating part is that the causeways that you're going to shoot down, you can only fit maybe 2 to 3 people in that little room there. So, and that's your primary spot, especially if you've got anyone running penetrator perks. So that, folks, is the Hydra Reborn. It's unlikely that I'll do a full tutorial on this, but I do think I'm going to end up doing a tutorial on the dragon's head and then maybe a few of the components here just to show you how I put them together. But otherwise, look for this base to be available on my Patreon for download in the next couple weeks here. With that, I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Take care, and Echoes out.